Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news in the world of wrestling. Last year, April 15th was known as Black Wednesday. During a pandemic, many wrestlers lost their jobs. Well, it looks like we'll be calling this Black 15th because once again, on April 15th, here in 2021, this time on a Thursday, I am counting 10 total, as of right now, 10 wrestlers who have been released by WWE. We could get more. Maybe there were more, and we just didn't know about it. But no intro. Matter of fact, here's what I'm going to do. This first portion of the broadcast was not planned. This is breaking news. I'm coming up here to talk about it, and I'm just here to give you my straight thoughts. I have not written down anything except for the names of the people who were released. During this portion, Super Chats will be played. I'm not pausing anything. I don't really have a plan set. In the middle, once I'm done with this breaking news, talking about the mass releases, I'll play an intro, and that will be my Q&A portion of the broadcast. So this will be a lot longer than I had planned. I'm tired. I'm worn out from WrestleMania weekend, and then Raw, NXT, AEW, and I still got SmackDown tomorrow. But guess what? I'm the Iron Man of YouTube, at least when it comes to wrestling. So I'm going to finish this up one way or another. So once again, first half will be about this big update in terms of WWE doing their spring cleaning. And then the second half will be the Q&A. So if you're here for either or, that's what's happening. Let's just get into it, man. This is nuts. WWE has released a total, once again, well, as of right now, I think it's 9. What did I say, 10? Is it 10 or 9? I think it's actually 9. 9 or 10. A big plethora of wrestlers got released today. And we're going to break them all down right here, right now. Here are the following people who were released by WWE. Bo Dallas, Kalisto, Tucker, one half of Heavy Machinery, former Heavy Machinery, Wesley Blake, Chelsea Green, the IIconics, Billie Kay, and Peyton Royce were released. Mickie James, and the big one, the one that's making everybody go, what in the world? Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe was released. Yes, you heard that right. That's Samoa Joe. Former world champion in ROH, former world champion in Impact Wrestling, NXT champion, literally the top guy in every other promotion he went to, except for WWE. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, the commentator. He was released. We'll talk about him in just a second. I'm not gonna lie, I am gonna talk about a few of these names. The ones I'm not gonna talk about, I hate to say it, as much as I love Chelsea Green, this does not surprise me. They barely used her. Some of you don't even know who she is. And I'm sorry, when it comes to as talented as Chelsea is, she's super talented. When it comes to her run in WWE, it's been garbage because they never used her. And when they did, she lost. And she was barely on NXT too, so what can you say? They called her up and never used her. Ain't that a bitch? Why didn't you just leave her on NXT? She could have been NXT Women's Champion. I would have bought it. But Vince liked her, and then he didn't like her. Vince would be the common denominator in all these names, by the way. Like Tucker. Tucker broke away from Otis. They were great as Heavy Machinery. Vince just said, I'm going to turn him heel, brother. And that was it. They never had a feud or anything. They just turned heel. They turned him heel on Otis, and that was it. And then Otis turned heel and joined the tag team with Chad Gable. And now Tucker's gone. What was the point of breaking him up only to release him? Wesley Blake. Wesley Blake and Steve Cutler. Aren't they both released? Steve Cutler was released not that long ago, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, weren't they the Forgotten Sons? Forgot all about them, did you? Yeah, so Wesley Blake is gone. Nothing much to say about him. Sorry, he was never really the important guy in either groups. Whether it was with Steve Cutler or Buddy Murphy, who, let's be real, isn't really all that important either. Alexa Bliss is the star of that group. But they were still great. Kalisto, you know what? I'll give Kalisto his time in the spotlight. But those names, Chelsea, Tucker, Wesley Blake, sorry. It don't really stand out as, oh my god, WWE, you let some great talents go. Granted, all three of them, really good. Especially Chelsea Green. She's amazing. But why complain about her being released when they just never used her anyways? You get what I'm saying? So, I'm not going to lose my mind over those three. I think Chelsea will be fine. She can go work with her man in Impact, or maybe if they have a spot open in AEW. Although, let's be real, AEW is getting very crowded. Are you sure you want them in AEW right now? Something to think about. Let's talk about the ones that really bothered me. Bo Dallas is very disappointing. One of the things we have to understand, and let me just preface this when I talk about all of these people released. When it comes to WWE in 2021, it's not about getting over anymore. This is a soundbite. If you're a wrestler looking to go to WWE, maybe you watched it as a kid, maybe you thought you can be a superstar, wrestle in the same ring as the greats, as Stone Cold Steve Austin, as Hulk Hogan, as The Rock, as Taker, as Bret, as Shawn, as Triple H, as Macho Man, as Andre, as Mick Foley, Edge, John Cena, Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero. We'd be here all day. If you thought you were able to go to WWE, wrestle in the same ring, the same blood, sweat, and tears as those legends, and get over your way, you're making a big mistake. Because unless you have the crowd support, like a Daniel Bryan, like a CM Punk, you're not going to get over your way. The only way you get over in WWE is Vince's way. See, Vince McMahon, the senile old man who's insane, when he looks at you, he doesn't see you. He sees this crooked, construed vision of who you are. He sees you as some wild, imaginary, larger-than-life personality that's nothing like you. And when he sees you that way, that's who you are. If you don't match that image in his head, if you don't get over as the image in his head, he won't like you. Doesn't matter if you make $1 million or $1 billion. You have to get over his way. That's WWE. The WWE doesn't want you to just get over. They want you to get over their way. Case in point, the Hurt Business. Hurt Business got over massively on Raw. They were great. Cedric, Shelton, Bobby Lashley, MVP. Great stable. Great faction. Vince broke it up. Why? Because he doesn't think Shelton and Cedric are good. But guess what he did with the Hurt Business? He gave them T-Bar and... who is that? T-Bar and Mace, Dio Madden, and Dijakovic. Why? Because Vince thinks, well, the Hurt Business would get a lot over with these big, meaty men. The image in his head. It's not about being good, or being popular, or even being a superstar. If you're not the superstar Vince wants you to be, you're not a star. So now knowing that, let's get back to why these other men and women being released is just mind-boggling. Bo Dallas got over WWE's way. This is what's killing me. He became the perfect personification of a WWE superstar. He mastered the WWE art. The Bo Leave gimmick is nothing but WWE. Same thing goes for Bray Wyatt, his brother. The Rotundas, they both got over the WWE way. and it still wasn't good enough. Now, is Bo Dallas a main event player? Is he someone that's gonna light the world on fire? I think he's entertaining as hell. Love this NXT gimmick especially. But no, he's not gonna be a main attraction. He never was gonna be. But the idea of him being released because he wasn't good enough or they didn't know what to do with him is mind-boggling to me, because he's everything you could want in a wrestler. He got over your way, Vince. Speaking of people who got over their way, what in the world? So let me get this straight when it comes to both Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. You break them up. You break up the IIconics. We're all thinking, okay, well, clearly Billie Kay is going to be rendered to mid-card or superstars. And what is it? Main event superstars, whatever. The pre-show. And Peyton Royce was going to be a main event player. Don't do that.
Joe may be back if word gets out he's thinking about going all elite.
Sheesh.
Vince won't let that happen. Also, Vince still thinks this the Fed era.
Yeah, I doubt he's coming back. I'm gonna just say that right now. But you break them up. We're thinking, all right, Peyton's gonna be a top name in that women's division on Raw. Billie Kay will be a manager or something like that. Next thing we know, Billie Kay's getting a lot of TV time. Great! And they put Peyton Royce in a random tag team with yeah, that's why I did.
According to PW Insider, WWE have been filming vignettes for Aleister Black's return, and Fightful says not to expect Black to be released.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a point about Aleister Black later on when we get to Joe. Trust me. You break them up, we're thinking they're gonna be okay for the time being, and then Billie Kay does a really good job. She even wrestled at WrestleMania. Here's what really gets me. Peyton Royce, as much as I love her, I could somewhat see why they would let her go, because they didn't know what to do with her after Lacey got pregnant. Billie Kay was on WrestleMania. Terrible match, by the way, but she was there. She got a lot of TV time. And they still let her go. So you break these two up, and they were great as a tag team. I loved them as a tag team. Again, were they like main event players? Were they going to be main attractions? No. They were good in their role. Perhaps the only legit women's tag team you have right now. You break them up, you don't know what to do with them, and then you let them go. What is going on? What is the long-term gain here when it comes to breaking up these tag teams? Poor Tucker, and then these two. You broke them up, you killed their value, and then you let them go. What are we doing here? I really don't get it. But, sadly, that wasn't the worst release. Kalisto, it just sucks. For some reason, they just never liked him. And he's one of the best performers they had. Every time you put him on TV, he stands out. I can remember that match. What year was that? Where he did the Salida del Sol off the ladder on the Usos. What year was that? It was on TLC. TLC. Was that 2000? That wasn't 2013. What year was that? Whatever. He's had some of the most spectacular moments on Raw and WWE main roster. Even when he was on 205 Live, he was tearing it up. And one of the matches we all were looking forward to, was seeing him wrestle Rey Mysterio. We never saw that match. They never touched. They never even gave him a shot as a heel. He turned heel, broke up with the Lucha House Party, and that was it. So I don't understand why we never gave him a shot. No, his promos aren't the greatest. So, Rey's not great at promos either. So, I don't get it. I don't know what they were looking for in Kalisto, other than what he was. But for some reason, Vince just never liked him. Gave him a title run as US champ. I think he was Cruiserweight champ for a certain period of time, too. He was a tag team champ as well. I don't get it. I never got it, but whatever. What can you do? He'll be great in New Japan Pro Wrestling or AEW, wherever he goes. Imagine him in AEW versus Kalisto. Ooh, him versus, not Kalisto. Yeah, him fighting himself. Him versus Rey Fenix. Rey Fenix versus Kalisto, or is it, Samurai del Sol? Samurai del Sol. Ooh, that's going to be a classic match. But maybe he can fight himself, too. Mickie James. This one, now you know this makes no sense. But you know what's even sad about this? As stupid as it was to let this go, this is a legend. Future Hall of Famer. Everyone says it. Everyone knows it. She is a future Hall of Famer. Has the respect of the locker room. Best friends with Trish Stratus. They don't know what to do with her. How do you not know what to do with Mickie James? If anything, this is someone you go, hey, Mickie, we have no idea what to do with you. Here's a microphone. You got 10 minutes. Go. Figure something out. She can do that. What am I, a heel? I got you. And then she kills it. Let her do her own shit. She's at that level now where she can create her own stories. She's a legend for a reason. But no, it's not about you getting over anymore. Again, Vince doesn't know what to do with Mickie because he looks at Mickie and go, I don't think she's a star. I don't think she's a star. And that's unfortunate. Because you already know when Mickie goes to an AEW or a New Japan Pro Wrestling or wherever, she's going to get over like hotcakes. She's going to be instantly one of their top female wrestlers because she is one of the best of all time. In terms of female wrestling, absolutely, she's up there. But not to Vince. So, it's sad to see Mickie go. We can say all we want about all of these guys. Mickie, Kalisto, IIconics, Bo Dallas. All of them good talents. But are we going to lose sleep over them being released? Not really. The one I just cannot believe happened is Samoa Joe. Let me get this straight. You will fight for Chad Gable.
Would love to see Samoa Joe versus Evil or Ishii from New Japan.
You know what? I'm going to just let these super chats play. And then I'm going to have to pause them. Because I have a lot I want to say about Samoa Joe. So please don't take offense to that. But I gotta go uninterrupted when I talk about Samoa Joe. So I'm going to let these super chats do their thing. And then we going to go. By the way, him versus Evil, we could do better. We could do better. Seriously. Alright. Okay. I was wondering why I wasn't playing.
Right here. Be right here. Right here. Be right here.
Will Peyton Royce join her husband AEW and be in his MJF group?
That's why I was thinking that she would go to AEW because her husband works there. Hell, her and Billy might go because imagine them in a faction, yes, another faction, with Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Now, gonna pause super chats because I can't be interrupted when I talk about this. Please understand. Now, let me get this straight. You will fight for Chad Gable. You'll fight for Buddy Murphy. You'll even fight for Aleister Black, although Aleister Black just wants to go to NXT. Because he knows damn well you're not going to let him go. He's smart. Let me at least go to NXT. Andrade, you tried to fight for, until Charlotte came in, broke some doors down, and said let him go. Now, these are all great talents. I could understand why you would fight for them. You'll even fight for Velveteen Dream. When it's clear that this man, he needs to go clear his name. He is toxic. The name Velveteen Dream alone makes y'all look bad. These allegations have been very prevalent for over a year now, and we have seen no indication that he is innocent. Okay? So I would at least think, okay, let him go for now, maybe bring him back later, but he needs to clear his name. They will fight for him. You'll fight for Jordan Devlin. By the way, I think he also has some allegations. You'll fight for all these people, no matter how bad it is. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, as much as they don't want to use them, or have no idea how to use them, we can't let these talents go. Because they're that good. But then I see you release Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe. One of the best talkers, period, in wrestling. Rivaling CM Punk. Rivaling some of the... I put him up there with the McFoleys. I put him up there with, man, Jake. I wouldn't say he's better than Jake the Snake Roberts in his prime, but he's up there in the top 10 at least. One of the best talkers, one of the best big men, could do some amazing things that you couldn't even imagine. Should have been a world champion in WWE main roster, but no, we didn't make that happen because, and then of course, you know, injury plagued him. He was supposed to have a WrestleMania match against John Cena, WrestleMania 34, but then he got hurt. Then he got hurt again. And it got so bad that they put him on commentary. But regardless of what happened with him in terms of injuries, this man got over. He got over your way, Vince. One of those talent that we thought, well, he wouldn't work in WWE. Because let's just call it like it is. He was never supposed to even touch the main roster. They brought him in to work NXT. And that was it. But then Vince saw him on NXT and went, you know what? Call him up. And he killed it. If he was never injury prone, if he didn't get hurt as much as he did, oh, he definitely would have been a world champion. You can't control that though. That's not his fault. As you get older, your body starts to break down. That's just the natural cause of things. But regardless of that, they put him on commentary. And he killed it. Every goddamn night. Give us a kiss! Every goddamn night. He proved that he was the absolute best in that ring on commentary. Who does that sound like? Who does that sound like? Everything they gave to this man, he killed. And it boggles my mind that of all people not to fight for, you won't fight for Samoa Joe? Why? Because he wants to wrestle? Oh, is that's the reason? You are, again, Mickie James, legend, but I understand. Kalisto, I understand. Great talent, but they don't know what to do with them. IIconics, I understood. Bo Dallas, a little bit shaky. I'm like, oh, I don't know about that one, but I understood. Samoa Joe, this you deserve all the heat for. You are idiots. This is one of those calls where even I have to go, Vince, you are insane. You are crazy. What do you want? What is it are you looking for now? I don't even think they know what they're looking for anymore. Them releasing Samoa Joe just proved that. And don't give me that whole, well, he's 41. We don't need to have this conversation right now. Do you understand the age, the average age of wrestlers in the main event? Do you? Do you realize that Bobby Lashley, who is now your WWE champion, is 44 years old, getting ready to be 45? Miz, Jeff Hardy, Kofi's about to be 40. Daniel Bryan is 40. Cesaro is 40. Cesaro never became a world champion. All of these 35 to 45 wrestlers, and we're okay with that when it comes to them. Now all of a sudden, well, Samoa Joe's 41, we have to release him. Give me a fucking break. And don't give me that he's too injury prone excuse. Don't give me that. The reality of the situation is this. This is a main event player. This is a main attraction. Wherever he goes, the viewers will follow. You will lose viewers. because you got rid of Samoa Joe. Because he is an attraction. And wherever he goes, oh, you're gonna pay. You know something? I'm gonna say this too, and then we'll get to the Q&A portion. If there's ever someone for AEW to call immediately, as packed and crowded as their roster is, I guarantee you, Tony Khan has either called or will be calling Samoa Joe. Because if you can get Samoa Joe, check this out. You get Samoa Joe, who is best friends with Samoa Joe? Not just AJ Styles, because he is. Not Christopher Daniels, because he is. He's already there. Guess who's also best friends with Samoa Joe? Yep. Even bigger incentive for CM Punk to come. And if anyone can convince CM Punk to come to AEW, if AEW gets Samoa Joe, and therefore possibly end up getting CM Punk, what else should I say? So, listen, pray for all these wrestlers that they find work during a pandemic era. I think when it comes down to it, this is a bigger indication that WWE just doesn't know what they're doing anymore. Period. They have no clue, no idea what the hell's going on, what the hell they're doing. I don't even understand why we would even let anyone go right now. And of all people to let go, how the hell does, again, when it comes to Velveteen Dream, whose name is toxic right now, how the fuck are you gonna fight for him? Chad Gable, who wanted to leave. Buddy Murphy, who wants to leave. Aleister Black, who I know wants to leave, but probably wants to wait till his contract expires, being smart. All these other talent who want to get the fuck out, but you'll fight for them, force them to stay, but oh, sorry, Samoa Joe, you gotta go. Don't get it whatsoever. So we're gonna play a couple more super chats, and then I'm gonna pause the podcast for about 5 minutes, and then we'll come back with the Q&A portion. So give me your thoughts about this. Give me your thoughts about the releases, how you feel about them. Shoot, nothing else to add. Have at it. I'll go to the live chat in just a second. There you go. That's a match.
Samoa Joe versus Minoru Suzuki.
Take my money. Take all my money. That's a match I would love to see. Samoa Joe would be amazing in New Japan Pro Wrestling. By the way, he goes to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Guess who's in partnership with New Japan Pro Wrestling? Yeah, I know. Lord have mercy.
You know I don't blame WWE for releasing Joe. He was always injured.
So was John Cena. So was a lot of other wrestlers who kept getting hurt. I don't agree with that. He could have just been well off on commentary. He was just fine on commentary. You didn't have to let him go.
I hope my Twitter comment on Joe didn't come off as derogatory, Alyx. I just feel like he's not the wrestler he once was, and isn't he as valuable anymore.
Well, the thing about that is, you say that because of how he's being portrayed. Yes, he gets hurt, but there are other wrestlers who are working hurt as well. Not saying that we should undermine the fact that he is injury prone, but even if he can't wrestle, he was still a great commentator. He should not release him. Okay, Bobby Lashley will lose his WWE Championship to Bad Bunny because Vince said so. I don't know why he didn't Yeah, I don't know why it's not reading that. That's weird. Okay, well, there you go. I think we got one more, and then we will move on. Thank y'all for the donations, by the way. Or is that it? Okay, well, the audio just crapped out. CM Punk versus Great Khali, book it. Yeah, I don't know why the audio just stopped working for some reason. I guess the super chats have been going crazy as of lately, and she just got tired and said, fuck y'all. I'm on break. Alright, so thank y'all for joining me for this portion. I'm going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back for my Q&A portion, where I talk about other aspects about the wrestling business. So I'll catch you guys in the next 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. I'll see you.
What's up, you guys? It's Tori Wilson here, and I bet you anything you want to kiss this belly right here. I bet you want to kiss it. I got you. All right, listen, you're on Just Alyx. Just Alyx is all about wrestling reviews. If you want the best wrestling reviews, subscribe, click the bell, do whatever you got to do, like it, and keep coming back, okay? Daisy and I would really appreciate it. Cheers.
Initiating login sequence. Welcome to Alyx's world.
Welcome back. As always, welcome to Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I'm your host, Alyx, and just Alyx. It's been a crazy day. I am keeping my eyes peeled on the news as I'm doing this live broadcast. If I have to, I will happily stop this Q&A if another set of releases come out, which it is Black Wednesday, well, Black Thursday. It is Black 15th. So I wouldn't be surprised if I just so happen to run into some new releases, and we'll just react to them together. So keep in mind that this is live, and anything could happen. But as of right now, we are in the Q&A portion. We are, wow, 100. This is episode 100. We've done 100 episodes of my Q&A broadcast. It used to be Deluxe Man Q&A Corner. Now it's Alyx's World Q&A and advice. So thank you all for joining me for 100 episodes of this Q&A broadcast. Should be more, but we're here at 100. I got some things to talk about. We'll get into all of that, but let's pay some bills because this is a lot. Let's pay some bills, and then we'll get to the Q&A, starting out with Facebook, Twitter, and then my email. If this is the first time you're watching me, what a broadcast. Do me a favor, like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. While you're at it, help expand the brand by doing the following things. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter at JustAlyxCentral. Also give me a follow on Instagram. Donate using PayPal, Patreon. Super Chats will be on in a second. Have to pause them for a little bit. But Super Chats will be officially on. You can donate at any point in time to have your thoughts played live on the air. Email me at JustAlyx'sWorld for Email me at justalyxsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi, or Q&A, like today. And get your t-shirt at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Get you a Deluxe Man Old School t-shirt. Get you a New School Alyx's World t-shirt. But also get you a blonde hair, blue eyes, apple pie, America t-shirt made by It's J Knox and Fire Star Heart. Links to everything is down below, as well as a link to my sponsorship. Amazon Music Unlimited. Amazon Music Unlimited is a premium subscription service with 70 million songs. You can get access to these songs using whatever device you have. Android, you can have maybe a tablet, maybe you got something that's very special. Check this out. If you use the link, getamazonmusic.com, just Alyx, you will get 90-day free trial of Amazon Music. You can literally cancel at any point in time. You'll get access to all songs for no ads and no interruptions. Now, after that 90-day ordeal, you'll get the same thing, but it'll be $7.99 if you like what you see. So, take advantage of this opportunity and get Amazon Music Unlimited free for 90 days using the link getamazonmusic.com, just Alyx, down below in the description box. So, live chat, how we feeling? How we feeling in the live chat? Let's say hello to my moderators, of course. Ultra Shadow 97, Ultra Shadow 97, Firestar Heart, Elias Ademi, and Godzilla Hawk. Show them some love because they help keep this a safe space. There's, oh my goodness, there's 300 people in here. There's only 84 likes. Like the video. Okay, well now it's 200. Hey, 84 likes, 200 people watching me. Like the video. Give this video some likes. Show it some love. Show it some love, ladies and gentlemen. The more likes you get, the more it'll be seen by other people, and the more subscribers I have. I am on the verge of hitting 30,000 subscribers. Let's hit it. Let's hit it this week. Let's hit it this week. 30,000 subscribers. Get me there. Get me to 30,000. All right, let's see who's here. Matt J. Hendricks, who was a donator. Tavon Jameson. Oh, let me turn on some super chats. My bad, y'all. Super chats are on.
I bet Ricochet wanted to be next to be released.
He was an idiot and signed a 5-year contract. Now he's on Superstars main event. I don't know what it is. He's on the pre-show or the show before the pre-show. And then when he's on the main show, he's a jobber. That sucks. Got a couple more in here.
Billie,
Get me there. Get me there. Take me there, I want to go there. Take me there, then go there. Take me to that place.
Mickie James for AEW. The women division needs her.
Tell me about it. All right, let's get this out the way. I'm gonna just speed run these really quickly. Okay, because it's a lot of people in here. Juan Lopez, Kurt Farugia. I think I got your name right. Look at me. Vinny, Darnell 16 player. Tony Lopez, Raj Kumar. Planet Jardarius, Devin Caliborn, Chris Lee, Donnie Games, Water King. These are some new names. What's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome. Wrestling is fantastic. Jennifer Santana. What's up, Miss Jennifer Santana? Oh, Lord. She a female? Uh-oh. I don't know if she's single, but... Anime Mania 500. Emerald 408. Kogan. Ooh. Sporelli. I'm pretty sure I said that wrong. Sounded right, though. Kogan Sporelli. Elite Gamer T. Samuel Kazin. Lisa L. Another one. We got some females in here. Your boy bringing in the females. I'm sorry to all my female fans out there. We got quite the thirsty crowd here. And I had nothing to do with it. Just so you know. Jamarcus Williams. New Japan Pro Wrestling Girl. Let's see here. Alaska, and last but not least, I don't want to be here too long. Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs. All right. Thank y'all for being here. Get me to 100 likes. I'm like 5 away. Like that video. Like this video. Get me to 30,000 subscribers. I'm right there. I'm right there on the edge. I'm one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I'm about to sign up, man. Sorry. Oh, goodness gracious. Thank y'all for being here. Let's go ahead and get to it. let's start with my Facebook. I'm gonna go to my Facebook Q&A. Basically, read the Facebook questions here. And then we're gonna go to Twitter, and then we're gonna go to my email, and then that will be it. I'll just answer as many questions as I can before I get tired, because I am tired, and then we'll end this on a good note. So let's start with the Super Chat champion. By the way, congratulations to Mr. King Mike Tots, who won the championship with $500 during my WrestleMania review. Defeated Aaron Sherwood, that B+ player. He asks the first question as Mr. Michael Walker. He didn't tell me where he's from, which I'm very upset, but the Super Chat champion says, this is a two-part question. If you was writing for WWE, here we go. If you was writing for WWE, who would you have John Cena fight in his retirement match? Who would I have John Cena fight in his retirement match? I mean, Roman Reigns is the first person that came. Yeah, he's the first one that came to mind, and I like that story because John Cena didn't think he was the main guy. He didn't think he was the main attraction in 2017. Basically told him, I can do this better part-time than you can ever do it full-time. Bring that full circle. Have him fight Roman in his final match. You know what? Since John Cena hasn't been wrestling all that much, and we know John Cena's not going to beat him, you know that would be a great match. And you think about it this way. Does John Cena retire, or does he break Ric Flair's record? If you think about it that way, it really does add some value to a John Cena versus Roman Reigns match. Hell, you can do that at SummerSlam. They're not going to do it at SummerSlam, but if you do a retirement match with John Cena, that's what I would do. I would put his career on the line for a WWE Championship match, and then he loses. He doesn't break Ric Flair's record, but there would be some great value behind that match. How would you build the match? Just like that. Build it just like that. John Cena wants that championship one more time. He wants to think. He wants to prove to himself that he's still the guy. And then he has the match and he fails. He has to retire. And he said, look, if I can't be the champion, I don't want to do this anymore. If I'm not the best at this, I don't want to do this anymore. It's not that hard of a story to tell. But they'll complicate it because they're idiots. Thank you, Super Chat champ. Brian B. from Montreal, Quebec. Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart have a new thing going as a tag team on NXT. Mad Max inspired with neon colors. How would they do as a duo on the main roster? It wouldn't happen. You saw what happened to the IIconics? That's what would happen to Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. Now, I'll be real with you. I do think Shotzi has a better chance. I would think Shotzi has a better chance on the main roster than Ember Moon. But as a duo, they're not going to survive. I can tell you that right now. Okay. Is it Bray? Brie or Bray? Like Bray Wyatt. I think it might be Brie. Brie from Connecticut. Which three wrestlers would you trade to WWE, and which, okay, let me read this the right way. Which three wrestlers would you trade in AEW for three wrestlers in WWE? I mean, technically you released them, so I guess I can give them, I guess you can take Samoa Joe. You can take, no, I'm going to be fair. I'm not going to talk about people who released. All right, so who are in WWE now? All right. Chad Gable, Buddy Murphy, Aleister Black, AEW, right now. And in return, they can have, who am I not like? They can have Kip Sabian. I'll give him Kip and Penelope. Honestly, they feel more like WWE than anything else. They can have Kip Sabian. They can have Joey Janela. And they can also have, it's gotta be like, there's someone in there. Ricky Starks. Honestly, Ricky Starks, he feels like a WWE guy anyways. So there you go. I'll give you those 3 guys for the ones I named. That's what I would do. Why give away Ricky Starks? I mean, he can always go back to AEW. I just feel like he's more of a WWE guy anyways. No, I'm not sending MJF to WWE, although he would be perfect. No. AEW needs to lock him down. Sam P. Boone from Florida. Fort Lauderdale, excuse me. Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Which matches is the best for WrestleMania? HBK versus Chris Jericho, HBK versus Ric Flair, HBK versus Undertaker. Of those, which one's the best? Wait, he worded this weird. Are you asking me which is the best match of the list? Because of those 3 matches, I'm going to say Taker versus Shawn from WrestleMania 25. Now, I see that you put in here Sasha Banks and Bianca, and then the triple threat match at WrestleMania, the second night. So, the moment you said Shawn and Taker, that's my number 1. I don't, as much as I love Sasha and Bianca, and they were a classic, they had a classic, as much as I love that triple threat match, nothing's topping Taker and Shawn. Nothing's topping that match, but thank you for asking. Al from Brooklyn. Have you ever considered re-uploading the Raw reviews that you deleted? Nah, bruh. I think some of those Raw reviews were garbage. I still remember your Raw review for when Seth turned on the Shield, and I went overboard with it. I might have to just re-review that one. I don't mind re-reviewing it. You might have to get on my Patreon and request it, but I might have to rewatch it. Speaking of Seth Rollins, when he said what he said about fans coming back, y'all want me to tear up Nathaniel again? He asked the question, so here we go. When he said what he said about fans coming back, or when Charlotte calls out us for our continued criticism of her, do you think the Kobe Lopez, I think that's Seth's real name, and Ashley Flair really feel that way, or they were scripted to say that? Well, you gotta understand this. Colby, that's his real name, Colby. Nathaniel Rollins had a non-character interview with Sam Roberts, so it wasn't in character. Yeah, I do believe he's a bit of a punk. No pun intended. I do think he's a pushover. I do think he purposely puts himself in bad positions because he can't get his ego in check and get over his insecurities. Seth, you suck as a character. Your promos are not good. They're boring. You're a great in-ring talent, but you suck at promos. And you suck as a character. Period. I'm sorry, would you like me to stroke your ego and make you feel better? No, here's what you gotta do. Work on yourself. Work on yourself, get better, give us a reason to think you're not bad, and then maybe perhaps we'll be easier on you. How about that? By the way, thank you for getting me to 100 likes. Now, get me to 200 likes. We got 200 people in here. 200 likes. Go. Who's next? So far, which MCU Disney Plus show do you like more? WandaVision or Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Well, WandaVision was awesome in their own... They're both awesome in their own way. I can't pick. They're both great. Don't make me pick. Don't make me pick. I guess, by recency bias, I guess the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because I'm still watching that, and that hasn't ended yet. But no, don't make me pick. They're both awesome. How about that? That's my answer. I'm cheating. I don't care. Have you seen the new trailer for Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead? I haven't seen it, so I have no opinion on it. Last but not least, do you think they'll restore the Snyderverse? Do I think that they will restore the Justice League film and let Zack Snyder have 2 more films? Yeah. I think it would be crazy not to make money off of Zack Snyder's trilogy. You don't have to make it canon. It doesn't have to be canonical to the DCEU. Is that what it's called? The DCEU? Whatever. Just give him his 3 movies, let him make the money for you and your shows, and then move on from it. How about that? How about that? What you got to say about that? Let me just change the screens here. Yeah, that just pisses me off the more I look at it. Let's get rid of it. Yeah, that feels better. God, how do you get rid of Samoa Joe? Brian Wilmer from Newman, California. I think this is BW Rosa, if I'm not mistaken. If WWE or AEW were to give you head booking duties, why y'all want me to be a booker? Jesus Christ. What are top 3 things in both promotions which you change for the better? Well, AEW, seriously. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Okay, I'm gonna just give you my straight answers. AEW has too many talent and too many factions. So, less factions, release some people, do a better job of highlighting your ranking system. I would basically say, if it's not on TV, it doesn't count. That's the ranking system. That's what I would change. And that's basically it. That's my answer. Everything else is fine. Storytelling is great. Oh, the matches are too long. I would have less longer matches, mostly short matches for the main roster, unless the matches are really goddamn good. It helps them stand out more when the matches aren't all 15, 20 minutes long. There you go. That's my 3 things I would change. WWE, perhaps the same thing. Matches are too long, but I would be here all day. Just talking about WWE. Make your championships mean more. Do a better job at storytelling. Do a better job at building characters. Make Raw 2 hours. Why do we have to have 2 hours, 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of NXT, and 2 hours of SmackDown? Cut down your pay-per-views. Get less gimmicky pay-per-views. I'd be here all day talking about WWE. So how's about we don't do that? Will you be watching and reviewing Season 3 of Dark Side of the Ring? I don't know. When they said they wasn't doing one on China, I kind of don't want to do it now.
Seth doesn't suck at promos. His promos skills are a mixed bag. Sometimes he cuts bangers. Sometimes not so much, but right now he is stale as a character.
Really? What bangers? What bangers? Doesn't come to mind. I'll let you answer that. You can donate some more if you have any proof of the bangers, because I don't recall one promo from Seth Rollins that stands out. He's had banger matches, but in terms of talking, all right, you have fun with that. He's never been good at promos. Even when he was a babyface, he tried to get over Burn It Down and it didn't work. It didn't work. Even Paige knocked him for that. Anyways. No, I won't be reviewing Dark Side of the Ring, because I don't really see any particular episode that really stands out. Have you seen the 1986 Transformer movie? No, I will have to get on that. Did you notice WWE advertised WrestleMania in Dallas next April? I did. There's gonna be 100 and something people coming to the arena.
Will you want to watch Mortal Kombat tomorrow or this weekend?
Mortal Kombat comes out next week. I thought it came out next Friday. Why are people saying it comes out tomorrow? No, it comes out next Friday, the 23rd, not the 16th. Right? Unless they changed it. I'm pretty sure it comes out next Friday. But yeah, apparently they didn't announce a date for Dallas next year, because I think they're waiting. They're looking at the schedule, at Rock's schedule, and going, what day works for you, buddy? And the Rock will be like, this day, jabroni. Well, since Rock's baby left him, and he found a new place to dwell, he was down at the end of Jabroni Drive it. You said it. I know most of y'all said it in the live chat. I'm gonna give you a shout out if you actually finish that. All right. Mr. Allen from Sheffield, England. What is your absolute favorite meal and your absolute favorite dessert? Ribs. Barbecue ribs. Cake. I just love cake. I'm a carnivore. I like meat. If WrestleMania... Shut up. Don't take it that way. If WrestleMania, I saw some of y'all picking parts of my broadcast and making it sound dirty. If WrestleMania were to take place in London, how would you imagine the stage would look like? I have no idea. It would look fucking amazing. Maybe we have the Eiffel Tower somewhere. I'm the wrong person to ask for that. That's going to be hard to visualize, but it would look great. Eddie Guerrero, rest in peace. What do you think will happen to Aleister Black? This is something that I'm waiting to talk about.
I feel for Wesley Blakemans did nothing wrong.
Wesley Blakemans. Okay, I feel for Wesley Blake, man. He did nothing wrong. I know what you was trying to say. Aleister Black. So, apparently Aleister Black is staying, and they're getting ready to have him return back to NXT and appear on TV soon with a new gimmick. Cool. Let's see how long that lasts before they get tired of him. Charles Mitchell from Virginia. 3 questions. Who do you think should be the next villain of the MCU? Well, it might as well be Scarlet Witch, because that seems to be what they're building to for the Multiverse of Madness. But it'll probably end up being either Doctor Doom or Galactus. That's what I'm thinking. What would be some of your dream matches you book at WrestleMania? Kurt Angle versus Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels versus The Rock, for example. You mean like, period? Well, you said 2. Hulk Hogan versus Stone Cold Steve Austin is another one. Man, we'd be here all day just doing these dream matches, goddammit. I would have loved to have seen Ricochet versus Leo Rush. They didn't make that happen. Gargano versus Daniel Bryan. The Rock versus Roman Reigns. That's gonna happen. Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. Hopefully that happens. And then we go from there. How about Adam Cole versus Shawn Michaels? I said that for a reason, because I think that might be happening too. Anyways, is it Shirish? Shirish Amatia. Shirish, I'll call you that. If you could book Raquel's current NXT Women's title run, how would you book it? Why are you making me do this? She loses the title. There you go. Oh, I can't do that. He said that. I guess she just needs to get wins. I don't know. Like, she needs... I mean, if she's gonna have the championship, she just needs to prove herself. They gotta put her in front of people that can make her look good, and she needs to have good matches consistently to let me know that she's taken seriously. Give her microphone time, and she needs to knock it out each time. He asks 2 more. Let me see. How many questions does he ask? Okay, he asks me 3 questions. This is the second one. If Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton had a Firefly Funhouse match, which could probably still happen at WrestleMania Backlash, what do you think they will bring about in terms of Randy Orton's past? Wouldn't you like to know? Probably the fact that he failed the drug test, and I don't know, maybe he'll meet John Cena in there somewhere. I think it'll be hilarious. Number 2, what wrestlers do you think resemble the original 6 MCU characters? Jesus Christ. I've had this question like 5 times. Okay. Black Widow, Becky Lynch. Captain America, John Cena. Hulk, Brock Lesnar. Thor, Triple H. Hawkeye. Who the fuck? Who do I make Hawkeye? Who do I make Hawkeye? I forgot who I picked for Hawkeye. I think I said Cody Rhodes. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Iron Man. CM Punk. There you go. Have fun. What would you do to... I know, but you didn't say currently in the main roster. You said of all time. There you go. What would you do to salvage the Fiend's character at this point? You can't salvage it. It's over. There's no salvaging it. It's done. Not even gonna try. Irvin from San Diego. How do you feel about NXT keeping its stars more often now than letting them go to the main roster? Basically saying that instead of letting them get called up, NXT is now keeping them down on NXT. It's probably for the best, because look at the people who did get called up. Andrade, Aleister Black, Angel Garza, the Viking Raiders. How is that working out for them? Ricochet. They're not doing so well. I would hope they get called back down very soon, but Jesus Christ. Finn Balor had to come back to NXT to save his career. That's how bad it is. Louis from Cali. What do you want to see from outside? Who do you want to see from outside to come to WWE and AEW? Who do I want to see come to AEW or WWE? I don't know. I don't really keep up a lot with people outside of WWE and AEW anymore. Do y'all know anybody you would like to see? Alright, Adam Ritter. Oh Lord, here we go. Crazy Adam. What has been your biggest accomplishment in life? This. Oh, I'm joking. I got a degree in college. Bachelor's degree. In music. If you are a guest GM for any show, what show will you be a guest of? I guess he's asking Raw, SmackDown, AEW, Dynamite, NXT, whatever, right? NXT, because at least I have some freedom. Is this Planet Jardarius? Planet Jardarius from Atlanta. What titles do you want back, and which ones do you want to retire in WWE? We can retire that 24/7. We can definitely retire that 24/7 championship, and we can definitely retire those women's tag team titles. We don't need them. We need to unify the women's titles and bring back the old school women's title, because that was awesome. I miss the old school IC title, by the way. We can bring that one back. I like the design of the new IC title, but feels more like a world title to me. Like, imagine them making that championship the Universal Championship. Imagine if that was the Universal Championship. We wouldn't have any issues, would we? That's what I would do. Okay, last but not least, this last question comes from... Hold on, let me refresh to make sure I got everybody. I don't want to be skipping over anybody. Alright, Johnny Martinez. Would you like to see Matt Riddle and RVD team up? Yes! Perfect. That is a great tag team. Matter of fact, make it happen. Let that be RVD's last thing he does before he retires. Manager? They don't need one. They're good. Do you think we'll see Lashley and Lesnar at SummerSlam? We could. If we don't, we'll see it at WrestleMania. We're going to see it. For sure. Mark. Is it Mark Joseph? Mark Joseph. What would you do to... I already read his question. Mario is what I meant to say. Mario Alcia from New Britain. If you can revive any title from the past and replace it with any current version, what would you do? I would bring back the Winged Eagle belt and replace it with the WWE title. And I would take the Undisputed belt and replace that with the Universal title. And I would take the Women's Championship, unify them, and replace them with the Women's title. And then I'll take the Tag Team titles, unify them, and replace them with the World Tag Team titles. Back in the day. Those were great. Great design. How about we just retire all the belts? Just retire all the belts and we all be happy. Sound good? Sound good. Alright. So that's Facebook. Those are my Facebook questions. Let's go to Twitter. Let's go to the Twitter. This one's from Darnell Carver. What are your thoughts on using social media to increase heat or use of storylines? I mean, it did wonders for Becky Lynch. and it did wonders for the main event of WrestleMania 35. Period. But Becky Lynch was able to literally get momentum for that match through Twitter. Her and Ronda had a lot of heat for WrestleMania, and then they added Charlotte for some dumb dick reason. But okay, yeah, it could really help. James, your thoughts on the Randy Orton and Soulja Boy beef? I don't know why Orton is wasting his time with him. Real talk, he shouldn't be wasting his time with him. He's nobody. Daniel from South Carolina. What do you think of Jim Cornette's thoughts on Sasha Banks and Bianca and how it shouldn't have been the main event? Because, and he even said this, because he's very sexist against women main eventing a show. You had to ask this question, did you? You had to ask this question about Jim Cornette. Let me tell you guys something. All right? What I'm not going to tolerate anymore in wrestling is racism, sexism, and prejudice. There's too much of that going around the world. We have to get rid of sexist bastards. We have to get rid of racist bastards. I'm tired of all of them. I'm tired of it. I'm sick and tired of racism and prejudice and all this other bullshit that is plaguing wrestling now. What in the hell is wrong with Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair main eventing WrestleMania? Oh, because they have vaginas. We can't have women main eventing in a man world. Jesus Christ. Even his co-host, Brian, what is his name? Brian Lass? Even he was just like, dude, this should be the main event. And Jim Cornette's like, I don't care if I am sexist. I'm gonna be sexist for this. I'm like, okay, Jim, well, you die on that. You die on that hill. Made me throw my phone. Now I gotta go get it. You had to ask that question, did you? Mason from Wisconsin, what are your top 10 NXT matches of all time? I never actually thought about that. Wow, it's too many. Dude, I can't. That's a hard question. I'll tell you what my favorite match is. Gargano versus Ciampa at NXT TakeOver New Orleans. That's my favorite. That's number one. Donnie. Actually, no. I think that's it. Okay. That's it for Twitter. Let's go to my email. Money Gang Benji. Money Gang Benji. All right. What's a storyline that could have... What is a storyline that could have been done better if different wrestlers were used? This is general, right? What's a storyline that could have been done better if different wrestlers were used? I'm trying to think. Like, the best one that comes to mind is the Invasion. The 2001 WCW versus WWE Invasion. Imagine that storyline with Hogan, Nash, Hall, Goldberg, Sting, and they were fighting against WWE. That would have been pretty goddamn dope. That's a tough question, though. Thank you for asking. This is from Taryn Jones. Oh, yeah, Taryn Jones. What is one WWE superstar you would have liked to see face an older WWE star in their prime? Kurt Angle versus Bret Hart. Not even gonna think twice about that one. If you're talking about current, okay, Daniel Bryan versus Bret Hart. Fine, I'll do a little bit more better. How about Kalisto versus Rey Mysterio? I'm not gonna apologize for that one. Okay, final question. Final question. Do I think WWE Raw could compete with AEW Dynamite if they were on the same night? This is a big one, and I'm happy that this one was asked because I do want to talk about this. And this could be a subject of its own, really. It could have its own video. There's two ways to look at this. AEW Dynamite right now Probably not. Maybe not. I can see them stealing viewers from Raw. If AEW Dynamite was to compete with Monday Night Raw, I could definitely see them stealing some viewers. But I don't think it would beat Raw necessarily. It would just cut Raw in half. So Raw's getting what? How many viewers is Raw getting? 1.8? Maybe 2 million? Okay, AEW would just take a half of that. So it'll go down from 1.8 to about 800,000 to 900,000. It's just like the Wednesday Night Wars. Like, if you look at the ratings for this week, AEW's ratings this week were big. They were 1.2 million. 1.2 million viewers for AEW. On a show that wasn't even live. Now, when NXT was competing against it, that rating was 800,000 to 700,000. Now that there's no NXT, unopposed, 1.2 million for a show that wasn't even live. So, yeah, I can imagine AEW Dynamite on Mondays would just cut Raw's numbers. But do I see it beating Raw? No, not yet. Could it end up beating Raw in the future? Absolutely. If AEW Dynamite gets a Samoa Joe and a CM Punk and gets all these big names that could have been main event players for WWE, but they fucked them up, hell yeah. Hell yeah, it could beat freaking Raw. Don't sleep on AEW. Don't just think, well, it's a lower than, it's not as strong, or it hasn't had the time and tenure that WWE, SmackDown, Raw, or just WWE in general has. Okay, just because it doesn't have the tenure doesn't mean it can't get the viewers. Trust me, don't sleep on AEW. So, to answer your question, AEW Dynamite could eventually compete with Raw, but not right now. They need some more names. They need to develop themselves a little bit more, establish themselves with the mainstream a little bit more, and then, yeah, absolutely, without question, will AEW Dynamite compete with Raw in the future? There you go. That is my Q&A. And I am tired. So I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes to give you thoughts in the chat. And then I'm going to go to bed because I'm tired, y'all. The NW Network. Next week, those views continue to rise. AEW Dynamite is going to be huge next week. Solid pay-per-view light card. Yeah, they're actually building that up for a live show. So that's going to be pretty fucking big. Adasia. Is it Adasha or Adasia? Taylor. With Samoa Joe and Peyton being released, that drove the nail in the coffin with a lot of viewers, plus Raw after Mania. People will tune out little by little. Oh yeah, nobody's watching Raw next week. You can tell that next week is going to be a pretty bad week for Raw. Hell, for all you know, AEW might beat Raw in the ratings. Just saying. WCW Nitro should have been on Tuesdays, looking back now. I don't know about that. These releases just made the industry that much stronger. All the alternatives, AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, USA, New Japan Pro Wrestling, USA, Impact Wrestling, NWA, ROH, MLW, GCW, Indies on IWTV, Bloodsport. Oh yeah, there's going to be a lot of people that these guys can pick up. CB3, who is going to be Karrion Kross's next opponent? I have no idea. I don't think they know who is going to be his next opponent. I thought it was going to be Tommaso Ciampa. I just thought that made the most sense, but guess not. Jennifer Santana, if AEW were to grab up all of the released talent from WWE, they could definitely go ahead and they could definitely go head to head with them in the near future, so they'll get there eventually. Yeah, they're definitely be able to compete with Raw in the future. SmackDown's ratings won't go down. Probably not. Especially since they got Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, and they're about to get The Rock. So yeah, they're not losing any ratings anytime soon. All right, guys, I'm gonna cut it off here. I'm tired. Tomorrow night will be my SmackDown review, and then I'm going on a break. Long break. I need it. So enjoy this video. Give me your thoughts on the releases. Y'all have a great old time, a good old time talking about this crazy mess. But until then, thank y'all for watching. I'll catch you guys next time right here in Alyx's World. Catch you guys next time. Peace.